I always got a chip on my shoulder, got something to prove out there.
You can't bring him down! What can Ashton Jeanty do?
Every opportunity I get with the ball in my hands, I take pride in that.
Are you serious? Put up the numbers, young man. You can make that pose.
Heisman finalist Ashton Jeanty has been in a league of his own this season, running for 837 more yards than any other player. That's the biggest gap since Barry Sanders' historic run in 1988. And the Jeanty gap is so large, he's nearly run for as many yards after contact as any other player has total rushing yards this season.
So you're saying he's him?
Yeah, that's
okay.
yeah. You can't spell Heisman without him. We're joined by Ashton Jeanty. He's with us on SportsCenter this morning ahead of a massive night in New York City. Ashton, amazing season. I don't know what more you could do on offense. Did you consider playing defense and special teams just to one up that other guy, Travis, that we're going to talk to later in the show?
Yeah, I don't know what more I can do either, but I just did everything I could at the running back position. Unfortunately, you can't play both ways playing running back. It's too much on your body. But I think what I did this year, it speaks volumes.
It really does, Ashton. And in all seriousness, man, we haven't seen numbers like this in so long. Some say in forever, depending on what you do now here in the college football playoff. But let's just run through a couple of those accolades. You never had fewer than 127 rushing yards in a game. You averaged over 7 yards a touch. You outrushed 115 FBS teams. Which of those stats are you most proud of?
Probably outrushing all the 115 FBS teams.
Basically.
That's crazy.
That's insane. I mean, at what point in the season, Ashton, were you like, okay, yeah, no, this is special? Obviously, in your third season there out at Boise, you had a fantastic campaign last year, but when did it start clicking like, okay, no, this year feels different. This year feels special?
Yeah, I think it was at the halfway point for me. Obviously, we had, a lot of great games early in the season, but, after we played UNLV, that was kind of one of the best teams we had played in a little bit. And, it was a dogfight. And, for us to come out on top and win that game, it just showed me what type of team we have.
Hey, and not for nothing, that was a pedestrian Ashton Jeanty game. 33 touches,
I was gonna say,
only 128 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, it was a ton of carries. I remember that. And your Broncos, you mentioned all these teams. You have a bye in this first edition of the 12-team playoff. It's not just that this group of 5 school can get in. It's that, okay, hold on. We have a bye, and people have to, you have to wait for Penn State or SMU in the quarterfinal. That's going to be at the Fiesta Bowl. What's this last week been like for you, for the team, since clinching that spot?
Yeah, it's been amazing. All the hard work that we put in, to see it come into fruition. I mean, I just remember being in the team room, watching them put up the bracket and just seeing the excitement on everybody's face because we finally did what we set out to do. But at the same time, we're excited to go make some noise in the playoffs and, make a run.
Nobody wants to see you guys in these quarterfinals.
Yeah.
In that game, Ashton, you have a chance to pass Barry Sanders for the most rush yards ever in a season, 132 yards, and the record is yours. What would that accolade mean to you?
Yeah, it would be amazing. I've broken a lot of records this year, but, I don't think I've broken any other records that have been around for 30-plus years. Let alone by one of the greatest.
Come on.
Considered the greatest to play the running back position. So when I break that record, that's going to cement my name in the history books forever.
Listen, Barry Sanders was on demon time at Oklahoma State. He won that Heisman Trophy in the late 80s. He retired, Barry Sanders, in 1999. Ashton, you were born in 2003, so how much of Barry Sanders' game have you watched either on YouTube, and whose game do you sort of model yours after?
Yeah, I've watched a lot of Barry more recently, because of, chasing after the record and everything. Didn't really grow up watching him because, that was a totally different era. But, I grew up watching Derrick Henry, Alvin Kamara, Marshawn Lynch, and those are those are some of the main guys I model my game after.
We're old,
So,
man.
I know. Okay, so
Bro, we're old.
To that point, let's spin it forward a decade. If Gary and I are still lucky enough to be sitting here and talking to that edition's, Heisman Trophy finalists, and they say, no, I model my game after Ashton Jeanty. I grew up watching Ashton Jeanty. If they model their game after you, Ashton, what's their game going to look like?
Oof. Well, got a vicious running style. Not letting the first man tackle them, but at the same time, they got the finesse to make a guy miss, and they're a home run hitter. They're gonna take it, 70, 80 maybe to the crib.
I mean, you do that a handful of times this season, to be sure. Obviously, this Heisman Trophy is an individual award, but we would be remiss not to mention how successful you guys have been as a collective. What are some unique things about Boise State football that brought you guys to the position you're at right now on the cusp of, the first ever CFP 12-team playoff format?
Yeah, I think it's the way we do everything. We're just different in the way we do things. During the spring or winter workouts, we're outside in 20-degree weather, training. Sometimes it was snowing, doing mat drills, and obviously everywhere around the country you can't do that just because of weather. But a lot of other schools aren't doing stuff like that, and a lot of other teams just don't have the mentality that we do each and every single week, how we prepare. It's just different, and it's because of the people that are there. It's special, and the people make up the culture, and that's why we're able to do all the things that we've done this year. I
want to ask you about this Heisman pamphlet that you guys get, the Heisman Trophy finalists pamphlet. There's sort of rules. It said to wear school colors. What else is in the welcome packet? Are we talking curfew times and Wi-Fi passcodes and, I don't know, dietary restrictions?
Yeah, there was no rules. It was just, it kind of gives you a layout of everything we have to do throughout the week. So I just wanted to kind of be prepared for everything that I had to do. But no curfew for sure. I mean, I think everybody here is 21.
Come on.
So you could pretty much do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Enjoy New York to the best of your ability.
Last one for you, Ashton. Just don't be late tonight for the actual ceremony, right?
Yeah, probably that.
What would you consider, and you have such an extensive catalog to choose from, but what would you consider your Heisman moment from this past season?
Yeah, I think for me, I'm going to say it was the play versus Washington State. I broke like 6 tackles, 7, 8. I don't know how many it was. But, I don't know if we've seen a run like that.
There it is.
Who knows how long. But yet a play like that from any player, that was just so special. And I think it just shows, how I can change the game in so many ways, and, how special it is to be a running back and, make big-time plays for your team.
All right, going to get you out on this because it is the military that moved you from Jacksonville to Frisco, Texas. Who wins today, Army or Navy?
Got the Woodlands camo. Army.
His dad was in the Navy.
I'm going Navy, man.
Let's go. Ashton Jeanty, we salute you, sir. Best of luck tonight. Seriously, we hope you can enjoy this. It's a career accomplishment just to get to this point. Thanks for the time this morning.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right.